Reality and ethics. Ethics isn't objective in the sense atheists say it is. Um, and this is would be a reality in which ethics isn't intrinsic or part of the structure of reality. In truth, ethics is synonymous with reality in that if we are to live in a consistent, coherent reality, we need to have a consistent, coherent ethics. We need to be ethical if we're to be functionally literate, as it were, within reality. So when we lie, we're creating an inconsistency in our speech, but more importantly, we're creating a break in our reality. So when we start living a lie, as it were, we're living in a world of illusion and delusion, and depending on how severe the lies are and how deeply we come to believe them, the greater our disassociation with reality. So we have to think of reality as um, a certain particular way. It's a concept, or the knowledge of reality has been put together. Um, a good way of thinking about it is thinking about reality as a story. Um, and we are trying to read or understand the story, but perhaps we can't see it too well. And we're trying to understand the plot and how the characters work and all that, and what the role of each character is. And we're only seeing a small part of the story at a time. And if we don't convey the gist of the story and the characters and the plot and so on properly, we're not going to understand the story itself. And so our interpretation of it is going to be a lie. It's going to be inconsistent or incoherent with the story. And when we say inconsistent, we mean it doesn't match up with the story. And when we say it's incoherent, we mean it's not consistent with itself. Because if our idea of what reality is, or how we're supposed to function within reality, or what reality is telling us, doesn't match up with the reality, our ideas are going to be incoherent. They're not. There's going to be contradiction or inner conflict with them, and of course, it won't. Our story, our narrative, our interpretation isn't going to match up with the reality. But this isn't to say that reality is objective in the sense that it's completely divorced from human beings or our spiritual self, because reality is the concepts. When we think about rain, we're thinking about what rain is, but rain is that concept. And why rain is what it is and why it's independent of us is because conceptually it is coherent with all other concepts. And just as we can't tell a lie and the elements of the lie be coherent with himself, because and reality, we can't change what rain is, the concept of rain, the idea of rain, the configurations of rain. We can't randomly alter the understanding of rain, because rain has been spoken into existence by God, and it fits into all the other concepts and the narrative and the reality created by God. So the idea is not that we can alter reality through thought, through mental activity, but we can understand reality by understanding the concepts out of which our reality is formed. We can look at rain as a concept and study rain to understand its conceptual attributes. And this is what science largely is. It's understanding the narrative given to us by God, is understanding the concepts out of which our reality is composed. And if you don't have definable and clear, concise, articulated concepts, we can't have a clear and concise and articulated science, or a clear articulated sense of what reality is. We have to build on our concepts. We have to develop our concepts. And so, getting back to ethics, when we lie or do something wrong, we're conflicting with the conceptual integrity of our own reality. If somebody has lent us money and we say, no, we didn't get it, or we paid it back, that's destroying the reality, and that's destroying the integrity of our own understanding, our own knowledge. And this is why it's not ethical, because ethics destroys the conceptuality of our reality. If we harm someone, we're taking value from that person, and we're destroying the concept that that person, that composes that person. I mean, if you kill someone, that's a loss that we can't pay for, and so we've damaged and harmed reality. We've created a conflict within the natural world, because we've destroyed something and we haven't paid for it. So we haven't added to reality, we've subtracted from it. We've destroyed something of reality because it's something that has contributed value to reality. So this gives you another aspect of reality, which is the economic. And when we say something has value, we mean it is something that is helping to create or compose reality. A car, to take a simple example, is something of value. If we destroy that car, we've destroyed something of value, and we have nothing to compensate for this. So reality, in that sense, has been harmed. And why we say this is because the concept of car has been harmed. It's been eliminated as far as that car goes. And this may seem like a small thing, but if you add to it, if you take it down the road to total annihilation of everything of value, what have we? We have no reality left, because once we've destroyed everything of value, we have no reality left, because our reality is composed of our values. And this can be linked to building the church. The small group ministry builds a church, builds the ethical city, because the ethical city is built out of what we value. And the whole purpose of small groups is to create things that we value, and thus reality. And the alternative is, of course, to destroy. And if we're destroying everything we value, what have we left? And this is why ethics and reality are very intimately connected, and indeed we cannot separate one from the other. To create the ethical city is to create the ethical reality, and indeed reality itself.